What is good, YouTube? It is your boy A.K.I.L coming back with another video. Like I said, I'm knocking out these requests, so I'm gonna go ahead and break down a little mix, little vocal chain I just worked on basically nothing but stock plugins, you know what I'm saying? So here it is right here. I'm gonna play it raw, nothing on it, but this little AutoTune right here. And I also got the pitch correction on here. So if you only got pitch correction, these are the same settings. So it's F major for the key, and my response time right here is pretty much all the way up. So, you know, full AutoTune. So we're just gonna focus on this first little part of the song for now. So let me just go ahead and play it.
Slate.
The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama.
All right, so yeah, everything was dry except for the ad-libs. So the ad-libs had a vocal chain. That's a separate vocal chain on there. So it has reverb, all that already on the ad-libs. So we're gonna mute the ad-libs so they're not distracting. And then let's go ahead and just play this vocal one more time, raw.
Slate.
The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning bush say I'm the highest.
All right, so as you can see, they're not bad. You know, they're pretty loud, but they need good compression. They need to be smoothed out, and they also need to kind of be brought out, be brighter. They could pop out more. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this console EQ. And basically what I did with this is I just rolled off anything below 80 because you don't need that in the vocal. And then I did a high shelf just to give it some more brightness. And then right here, I drove it a little bit for some saturation. And you can just hear it.
Slate.
The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon'.
All right, so it's very subtle, but it's doing something right there. All right, then next, I put a compressor on here, just the basic. Everything is stock. This is completely stock Logic. So just the compressor on here, and my ratio is 4.1. I'm letting y'all see the settings, so you can go ahead and kind of use this chain for a little starting place. And then next, my threshold is -24. My knee is 0.5. My attack is in the middle, 53. Release is at 160. And this is what that sounds like.
Slate.
The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind.
All right, you see what I'm saying? So just adding that compressor is already starting to make it way more smoother, and it's bringing it out more. I chose to go with the vintage Opto for that warm sound, that smooth compression right there. And they got a whole bunch of different compressors built in. So if you just got stock plugins, it's a great compressor. It sounds good, and you can get a whole bunch of different sounds out of it. You got vintage FET, vintage VCA, vintage classic, studio FET, studio VCA, platinum digital. So you can really go crazy with this one and just stack it up. I'm actually using it twice in this chain, and we're gonna get to that. But yeah, vintage Opto first for the, you know, smooth Opto compression, that tube sound, that vintage sound. And then next, I'm gonna use a tube EQ, and this is like the Potec I use all the time with UAD. So if you don't have UAD or you don't got Waves Potec EQ, this is a perfect replacement right here. All right, so I basically cut out the lows right here, 3.3 at the 100 frequency, and then my famous trick I love to do. A lot of people use this, you know, just boosting that 100 at the same time just to maintain that body of the vocal. And then I went ahead and I dipped right here at 0.3K, just a little bit, just to get some mud out. And then, you know, I attenuated my 20K right there. So let me go ahead and play that real quick for y'all.
Slate.
The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning bush say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window, yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. Mama look at me.
All right. As you can see, it's starting to sound way better. All right, so you boosting. I did quite a few boosts. Like right here, my 8K. It's pretty aggressive, all the way up to 6. And then I got my my bandwidth kind of wide. I always like to have my bandwidth at least 3 or 4, so it's not like a super sharp boost, because I'm boosting it a lot, so I want it to still sound natural. So that introduced, you know, some S's and stuff like that, and I'm attenuating it a little bit, but you want to go ahead and DS. So I'm DSing at 2 different frequencies to handle all the S problems. So this is in the higher end of it, so around 8K. So if you listen to it, and I'm gonna go ahead and play it without it, and then I'm gonna introduce it.
Slate. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind.
All right, so it's being way smoother. It's becoming less sharp. And the next thing I'm gonna do to smooth it out even more and just tame some of those peaks is FET compression. So I'm using vintage because I want to have that warmer sound. I want to have that more saturated sound, more analog type of sound. So right here, I had like a a medium fast attack going on at 35, and then I had I was holding it pretty good. So 240 milliseconds on a release, and then my ratio was 8, and then my threshold was negative 22. And my knee was 0.7 right there. So this is what that sounds like.
Slate. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind.
All right, so let's go ahead and disable these plugins real quick. Let's see where we going with it.
Slate. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to.
All right, so it only takes like 2 seconds to listen to that and see, it's way duller. It's not as pronounced. It's not cutting through the beat. You know what I'm saying? It's not crispy. It's not up front all the way. So let's go ahead and put what we did back. And then let's go ahead and add this graphic EQ. We almost got it there. All right, so right here, I'm just boosting a little bit of the 500, and then I'm boosting this 4K right here just to give it a little bit more presence, but I'm also giving it some more drive right here, little saturation type of thing going on with this plugin. So let's go ahead and listen to it.
Slate. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind.
All right, so that just introduced more presence and kind of smoothed that top end. Next, I did another DeEsser just to handle another area of S's at a different frequency. So this is at the 5K hertz. So let's go ahead and listen to that. So this is really just to top it all off, to just completely smooth out the vocal. And then we're going to go ahead and introduce these synths I got going on right here, right after this.
Slate. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning push say I'm the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. I'ma look at me, they want your nigga all on camera.
All right. So that sounds good right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these synths in, and then I'm about to wrap it up. So that's pretty much it. All right, so I'm using a stock Logic Reverb. Space Designer. I got it on a vocal hall. And then my length is a pretty long reverb because, you know, he likes his vocals ambient. So it's a pretty big, long reverb, and he wants it to be heard. So 290 on that. My room size is 100. And then I got my my wet at -6.2. So it's not too overbearing. And I'm just feeding it in over here with my fader. So -14.2 over there. And this is what that sounds like.
Slate.
The burning push slam the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. The burning push slam the highest. Hanging out the window yelling GG when we slide. I ain't in the streets, but I'm gon' kill him before I die. Can't lie to my mama, she gon' always read my mind. I'ma look at me, they want your nigga all on camera. Tell me CDG can't see me, I feel like I'm better. Took a couple souls, she want them back, I need my ransom.
All right, so that sounds good. That's sliding. So stock Logic plugins right there. You can definitely get a pro sound with stock Logic plugins. You just got to know what you're doing with compression, EQ, reverb, DeEssing, and you got it. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all got stock plugins out there, go ahead and try out this vocal chain, see what it sound like, mess with the settings, try to get it right for your voice and everything like that. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And I'm going to go ahead and knock out anything else y'all got. So go ahead and leave it in the comments. I got new content coming this week. So y'all go ahead and turn on y'all post notifications so y'all can know as soon as I drop it. So yeah, if you need anything, mixes, anything like that, A.K.I.L mixed.com. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.